Welcome to Infinity Capital, everyone. My name is Raj. So today we are going to discuss the Nifty 50 technical analysis. We'll try and figure out where is Nifty today, what is the trend, and what is the big picture. So I will also post a link of my blog where I've discussed everything in details with the pictures, of course, explaining everything. So if you look at Nifty, this is the weekly chart of Nifty, and the trend on Nifty has changed. The trend has become downtrend, right? If you see, this is a downtrend. So the trend on Nifty has changed, and that is also the reason why you will see that stocks have been correcting. There has been a pretty meaningful correction in the mid cap and small cap index. In the large cap, we haven't seen much correction, but my guess is that since the trend of the market has changed, we'll see more correction happening in Nifty names as well. So the trend has changed, and the weekly close, if we look at the weekly close of Nifty, this is the weekly close. This is a weak closing because it closed in the bottom 1/3 of the price range. This is the total price range. So the price range for Nifty was for the previous week was 7.7% or so, and the Nifty has closed around at 2.8%. So it's closed at the bottom 1/3 of the range, which is not good. So basically the price opened here and it closed here, so that's weak, right? So these are two main things. So what do we see from a shorter term perspective? From a shorter term perspective, the trend has changed, means Nifty will still be weak. It will be basically sold on every time Nifty rises, it will be sold, right? And this sort of market environment is good for short sellers, right? Since the trend has also changed, it becomes important that we don't go ahead and buy very aggressively in the market, right? So that is also something that we need to understand, right? Now if we look at the daily chart, on the daily chart, Nifty's low was somewhere around 16,200. That was somewhere around in August 2021. So if you look at a larger picture, Nifty has pretty much not gone anywhere, as compared to August 2021, right? So August, September, October, November, December, 5, 6, 7 months. It's been 7 months basically. So the trend of the Nifty in the ultra short term is basically sideways, and the trend of Nifty in ultra short term is down. Okay, so according to me, I consider long term as 3 to 5 years, medium term as 2 to 3 years, short term as 12 to 18 months, and ultra short term is around 6 to 12 months, right? So on a 6 to 12 month basis, Nifty is sideways, and on a much shorter term basis, the trend is down. Less than 6 months basis, the trend is down. So we are not in a worry zone right now in the Nifty, but if this trend continues, then we might see that that the Nifty starts going down further. So a similar correction happened in 2015. If you see, the market rallied very beautifully from the August 13 lows. It went up and then it started correcting. This is a structural correction in a structural bull market. So this is like an interim correction, but this correction lasted for almost a year. So the correction started somewhere in March 15 and the bottom was made in Feb 16. So this correction lasted for a year, and most stocks corrected during this correction. So we don't know how this correction will extend, whether it will consolidate here or it will continue to go down. We don't know. But what do we have in terms of the next, I wouldn't call it a support, or I won't call it a support zone, but basically the area where Nifty was consolidating. earlier. So if you see, Nifty was consolidating in this price range around 14,000, between 15,400 and 14,200 for more than 5 to 6 months. So it was consolidating between this range, right? And then Nifty, for a short period of time, Nifty consolidated over here and then it went up. So my guess is that this is a good area where Nifty was consolidating, and this is an area where we can see some buying happening in Nifty whenever Nifty reaches in this area, right? So this is another zone which is between 14,300 and 15,300. This is the zone that I will be looking forward to if Nifty comes into this zone. It's too early to tell, but from the way the whole geopolitical tension and then rising interest rates plus the market was overvalued, chances are that Nifty can correct further. Looking at the moving averages, the 200-day moving average is trending upwards, right? And the 50-day basically went sideways, and now the Nifty tried closing above 50-day but then sort of succumbed, and then there was a gap down. So this gap down was pretty bad. Obviously this was a news based gap down as well, but we'll have to see in the next couple of weeks how the price is shaping up. If the price is going up, closing above the 50-day, closing above the 200-day, if that doesn't happen, then 50-day moving average will most likely act as a resistance. It might struggle to move above the 50-day moving average. Another interesting thing is, since July 2020, Nifty has did not go below the 200-day moving average. So after July 2020, Nifty has broken the 200-day moving average, right? So I don't think it will be able to regain this very easily. I think the downward momentum will continue, right? And my view will be negated if we see good price closing. We see some strong price closing, and Nifty closes above 50 and 200-day decisively, for at least 1 to 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Then then I will be turning positive in Nifty. Currently the range is set between, if we start moving up again from here, then the range is pretty much set between this range, 16, sort of 16,000 to sort of 18,300 range, right? So this is how I am looking at. I'm not bullish on the market right now. I'm semi bearish on the market. So basically, currently I'm fully invested. I have around 15% of cash available in my account, so I'm sitting on 15% cash. I'll be deploying that in tranches, so I'll be basically adding on to my positions. So some of my positions are down. Overall my portfolio is down around 13%. So I'll give you a snapshot of the portfolio as well on the blog, and I'll be adding to my positions on further correction. So this was Nifty. And if we look at Bank Nifty also, Bank Nifty is a little better as compared to Nifty. So this is the weekly chart of Bank Nifty. So if we look at Bank Nifty has pretty much remain at the same level. It's last year it was where it is at the same level. However, what's interesting about Bank Nifty is technically, Bank Nifty is in sideways. The trend is not down yet, so basically once this level will be broken, 34,000, that is when the Bank Nifty will go into a downtrend. So that has not happened as of yet. If we look at the weekly closing of Bank Nifty, it gave a good closing. It closed up above, it's basically closed in the middle of the total price range. So Bank Nifty's total price range was 8% and it closed at around 4%. So it closed in the middle of the price range. So this is encouraging. It's not a very good close, but it's a decent close, right? So overall, I'm a little bullish on Bank Nifty, and I will be looking to buy private banks private banks like Axis, SBI, Kotak, Federal Bank. These are the kind of banks that will be looking to buy. I've already posted video of Federal Bank, right? So overall, if we see, Bank Nifty has underperformed the market. So if you compare Nifty Bank to Nifty, Bank Nifty has underperformed the market. So when interest rates rise, generally banks, metal stocks, realty stocks, value stocks do pretty well. Some auto names, these are, so some these value names do well. Why? Because interest rates are rising. If the inflation is also high, value of commodities go up. So certain, of these companies, banks, should do well. So that is the reason why I am heavily positioned into banks, select NBFCs, auto ancillaries, and a few auto companies. So overall, the structure of Bank Nifty doesn't look as bad as Nifty. If we look at the moving averages, it has 50-day has been going sideways, 200 days trending upwards, and basically, even though Nifty has corrected significantly recently, Bank Nifty is showing better resilience if we compare it to Nifty in the past few months. So my guess is that that stocks should do better as compared to Bank Nifty. Stocks should do better as compared to Nifty. So this is let's look at the chart of Axis Bank pretty quickly, and if you see the correction in the last 3 weeks in Axis Bank has only been, just a second guys, the correction has only been say 7%. So it's not as steep as some of the other stocks have corrected. So if Axis Bank, my guess is it will continue to trade between this range, and if we are able to buy the stock anywhere lower, anywhere closer to the bottom of this range, that will be a good buy. So I'm not buying anything right away. I'll be buying in tranches. According to me, markets will correct further. So I'm not very bullish on the market right now. Let's look at the Nifty 50 price to earnings ratio. So if we see here in February, in 2021, Nifty reached a PE of 41 as well, right? And currently Nifty is trading at a PE of 21, 22, right? The average during the COVID crash, the PE was around 19. When it crashed in October, when there was a little correction in October, it went to around say 24, right? 19. In 2013 low, it was around 16. 2009 low, it was around 12, right? So making an accurate judgment about the PE of Nifty is very difficult, but considering the fact that Nifty's PE is at around 21, 22, this has come into a fairly decent valuation. And my guess is that now we have all these fundamental problems, geopolitical tensions, rising interest rates, and US stock markets are correcting as well pretty heavily. So we will corrections and bull runs, they always happens on the extreme. So the bull run has extended, the correction might extend too. So we might find Nifty at a PE of 18, 19, 16, 17 as well. Depends upon how if things are shaping up and what sort of sentiment happens in the market going forward, right? And on an EPS basis, so if we see the earnings per ratio of Nifty has gone up pretty high. The earnings per ratio is at around 770. Okay, so the earnings of the Nifty 50 stocks have become better since 2020, and the earnings are pretty good. So if the earnings keep coming on a higher clip, the market will stop correcting, and at some point of time the valuation will start looking so lucrative that buying will start coming in. Now there is no exact mathematics to it, but so I'll be looking out for this EPS, so for in the next quarter I'll be looking out and seeing whether this EPS is rising or not. So if the earnings is not coming in on a higher clip, if there is a big mismatch in the earnings, Nifty can fall further as well. So everything is on earnings. If the earnings are not coming in, stocks can fall further. Then we can see further correction. So the March results we have to watch closely. Although the current results are some of the stocks have given some good results, so there's not much to worry about as of now, right? So this was the analysis on Nifty and Bank Nifty, guys. One more thing I wanted to show you was the volatility, implied volatility. So the implied volatility is currently at around 29. VIX is around 25, 26. So it becomes nightmarish for short-term traders to make money, right? So I'm not a very short-term trader. If I buy a position, I keep it for at least 2 quarters to see how the earnings are shaping up, because nothing happens in through 2 months, 3 months, or 1 month, or 15 days for that matter, right? So last time there was a volatility spike up. It happened in Feb 2021. The volatility reached around 27, 28, and then the volatility reached around 65 during March 2020. So this is an anomaly, but usually when you see volatility spiking at around above 20, 25, that's when the market becomes untradable. There are vicious gaps up and gap down, and it becomes difficult to make money. So short-term traders will have a tough time making money. Even traders who are on the short side, you have to be very smart, because there was a big short covering rally on Friday. If you see how the market pulled back, so it's not an easy market condition to make money. So I would suggest, guys, take care of your money. You've made good money in the past 2 years, and make sure that you are able to hold on to your gains rather than just do trading and give away the gains. So that was it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Thank you. Have a good day.